Sudi One. I'm just testing. I added a new program and I'm making sure the audio is working okay. And I got some new equipment that I'll be testing here pretty soon, but I got to wait for the cords to get here to hook everything up. Monkey, Sarah T. So is my audio okay? P51. Yeah, I hooked up a new program to control the audio better because I've got this, which patches in my landline. To this. And I got a new phone, landline phone. So we want fish. Now, if I just get those plants to grow up a little bit higher, that'll take time. Anyway, got a bunch of new equipment. Gonna go back to doing some of what I did when I first started, which was interview people through Zoom, doing video, audio, the video conferencing. And I also took videos from new auditors and important videos, interesting videos. And instead of just posting part of them, I would talk about them. I'm still not going to spend 2 or 3 or 4 hours doing it, but I'm going to try to get a couple times a weekend doing that. But I'll still be highlighting new auditors too. I just don't have as much time right now to find them. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Sarah T, we want fish. Okay, you got to the fish. Good to see you live. Yeah, I haven't been doing much live. Just been busy with other things. And for the 21st is confirmed. We will be there on the 21st. We'll have a video coming out pretty soon with David Ahmad he'll do a video, and that'll probably be, I guess, the official announcement, but everybody knows it's the 21st. And I got to go over there and do a little scouting so we can plan on where the parking is, where we're going to get together. We're going to need probably some people to run people back and forth because we don't want everybody parking their cars in Leon Valley because we know they like stealing people's stuff. And I really don't think they're going to do anything, but you saw how they act. There's no telling what they're going to do if they do anything at all. You look like Rush Limbaugh. I wish I had his money. If I had his money, I'd fund the hell out of this program. There'd be a bunch of y'all out there getting funds to go travel and do stuff. Oh, no problem with the Navstar. I enjoy pointing out the new people. I just been taking a little of a break, but I took a bit of a break, and now damn YouTube is just killing me on my channel. I used to put up a video and I'd get 1,000 people, 800 to 1,200 people an hour. And now I put up a video, I get a couple of hundred an hour. But that's just the way it goes. I needed a break and I took it. My chat went away. No, there it's back. Let's see what else is going on in here. Yeah, Badges Guns can make up stories where they are. Yeah, yeah, in the local paper, of course, they don't. The ones that even bothered to say anything, the one is BS. The cops just got them. They're such cop suckers. The wife is doing fine. She'll get her operation next week. Hopefully it all goes well and she starts doing better, because she needs a break from that. Her poor back is just tearing her up. I'm doing fine. It's too hot to get out there and get much exercise, but I hope to be back out there soon. It's hard to wait for it to cool off a little bit, because I really want to be out there, but it's so dang hot. And I will be there on the 21st. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, I'm going to bring something up tonight. I wasn't going to do a video, but I think I'm just going to bring it up tonight. Those of you that read the comments and have channels that see the comments, you know, and you probably feel the same way. And to an extent, I feel the way I'm getting ready to say this is when somebody audits and they go out and they ID themselves. And one was a video the other day of the old man, Grumpy Pants, I believe it was. After arguing with them forever, he finally ID'd. And I know we don't like that. Y'all don't like it when y'all see News Now Houston ID, because he has it every once in a while. He doesn't normally do it, but sometimes he does, because he just doesn't fit into his plans. He's out of town or something, doesn't have, a way to get out of jail, things like that. He doesn't have anybody local to sign for a bond or anything. But if, say, somebody emailed you and you're an auditor and says, hey, here's a story for you. This PD is acting up and here's what they're doing. Now, could we not say that it's the same thing? We got an auditor that's out there going out there and doing it, but just can't get arrested. Maybe they got health problems, but they want to be out there doing it. Or for whatever reason, the financial reasons, they can't do it. But they want to be out there auditing. Couldn't we take them like somebody that just called us or emailed us and said, here's what's going on, here's a tip? Could we not do that with them? I argue with it in my own self, because I don't like seeing people take their ID with them and getting ID'd by force, or just giving up their ID. I'm like on the fence with that one. I'm not sure, but I don't see personally. I think that if there's some people out there that want to do this and say, look, I've done this place, here's a video, here's proof of how they're acting. Can some of you other auditors that are within traveling distance come down here and expose them even more and handle it whatever it needs to be handled? Whether it's just a mass audit of education or lots of phone calls, whatever it is, whatever needs to be done. It's still a tool. And if they're exposed, they're exposed. How they're exposed doesn't matter. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I still not sure about that one in my mind. But it's something for the community to think about. I guess that's all I have to say on that topic. Let's see what's going on over here. Did anybody notice that there's a channel in California that's not online now. You got taken down or restricted to where no access or something about that. I'm not naming any names. I don't know the whole story behind it, but I was told tonight that it was either taken down or restricted access to where he couldn't get into it, or something it had to do with another channel that was affiliated with it or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's more to that story. After anyone does this for a while, the secret is out. Let's see, Discord. Yeah, I think he's on Discord. Now, let's see here. Bammer Camera, is that the Bammer Camera I know? Is that somebody else that took, because I only remember it being Bammer Camera, not Bammer Camera Film TP. So I haven't looked at the channel. I think I noticed that the other night, and I haven't looked to see if it's the Bammer Camera I know or if it's somebody else. How do you get Discord? You go over to Discord and sign up. That's the best I got advice for you. I've used it a little bit, haven't used it a whole lot. New Bama, okay. Not the same content. I'll stop by the channel and check them out. Is Bama an auditor or commentor or well, I guess I can find that out for myself when I go over there. Time for a water change? If you're talking about the aquarium, what are you talking about? Because that's actually, if you're talking about the aquarium, it's just reflection. It's actually crystal clear. And it's a small light on it. It's not completely. If I turn the big light on, it just so bright it glares. And I think it's catching some of the reflection off of this back on it too. But that's actually very clear. Might need to clean the glass a little bit. Looks like there's a couple of smudges on it. Because I change 20 gallons a day water in there. I've got a well, and I just pump the water into it. It pumps water into it, and then the automatic flow switch pumps water out to keep it at the same level. So let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, thank you, Timeless Dan. It's still got a ways to go. Greedy, putting me to sleep. Well, see, I figured that when we watch all these videos, we get all worked up. I need something calming for me and for y'all, so I share it with y'all. That way you don't need the extra blood pressure medicine as much. How many gallons? That tank, that one is 230. That's the biggest one out of, what, 15 of them I got. But a lot of them are just like 5 gallons with freshwater shrimp, and I got some 20 gallons with freshwater shrimp, and some isolation tanks. I'm not going to answer that one, Douglas. So many tyrants, too little money, fight at battles. Yeah. Well, as we get, and I think we're at a really big place in what we're doing now. When I started, there wasn't very many of us. There's a lot of us now. We're starting to build up the funds to be able to take stuff to court. And as we win, we can turn some of that money back over into more lawsuits. Because we have a bunch more lawsuits just in this little Texas group here that we could go after, but we don't have enough money to go after them all. So some of them we're trying to keep through legal manipulation open until we can get some of the other ones in. And hopefully those cases will be won. And then some of that money can be turned back over to another one instead of one's lawsuit. Now you got two, then you got four or whatever, because we want to get to the point where we can go after the police individually, where there's really not going to be a lot of money involved because, face it, getting a bunch of money out of an individual cop's not going to really do well. But if we can go after the cops individually when it's warranted, then we can. It wouldn't take very long for a large police department to figure out, I'm not going to do that because these guys will take me to court and take my toys and my money. Monkey says he finished his Van Nuys case today. I don't know. If you did an update, I didn't see it. I've been doing other things today. We had a NARE meeting tonight, and I was mowing the yard and playing with the aquarium. I just hadn't done a whole lot on the internet today. They spend their money on hookers. Yeah. Let's see. News Now Alaska. Well, I think it would make a big difference, and that's kind of been part of the plan all along. As we get started, we got to be careful. We had to get the right cases and get some money up to do this. So hopefully we got the right cases. We'll come out on top, and we'll build from there. And hopefully other places around the country and other people would do the same as a group or individual. We're doing this as a group, basically. We're each supporting it in the best manner that we can. And a lot of those, I'm kind of jumping off topic, but on the 21st, a lot of the people that were involved in Leon Valley will not be there. Their lawyers told them not to be there. I understand why. So if they've been basically warned off from the chief too. Don't be there. News Now Houston, the police chief says, don't come back here without my permission. So we'll see, but it's best that the ones that are in the lawsuits and have cases probably stay away. I think we've got enough from them. They've paid a big enough price already. So I'm sure there'll be a few that just insist on being there, but that's up to them. Let's see what else is in the chat. Actually, this is one of the reasons I like doing it later at night, because I can keep up with the chat for the most part. I don't really need hundreds of people here with the chat just flying by where I can't keep up with anybody. I see T-Dogs in here. Well, I know that not everybody that wants to be here can be here, but and this is not going to be like Almost Park. We're not going to have that big a crowd, I don't believe. But you never know. There may be some other groups there's some other groups that we've been talking to that are thinking about coming in, and I don't know how big those groups will be. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. Let's see. What else is in here? You need to build your subs individually, not as a group. Well, before I took my little break, my channel was going pretty good, but like I said, I needed it, and it's really not about the channel. The channel helps, Uh, the larger the channel, the more people you're getting your message to. But I needed a break, so I took one. And I was trying to take a break before that, but every time I did, shit hit the fan. People getting arrested all over the place. So I couldn't walk away from it. Let's see, what here? Oh, breaking the news to the wife on the 21st. Let's see. What are the steps becoming an auditor? Well, first you watch the videos. This is how I did it. First you watch the videos, all of them that you can, but pick out a few of them that you think are fit your style the best. You don't try to be somebody you're not. Don't go out and try to be News Now Houston if you're not like News Now Houston. To me, being calm, knowledgeable, being able to stand back and let them make fools of themselves is the best way, but you got to be knowledgeable. So watch those videos, study how those auditors react, study how the police react, especially the ones that have a lot of action in them. Study those, a lot of action and reaction. Study those, because you'll see those kind of videos over and over again that the police a lot of times act basically the same way because they're all trained basically the same way. Now, the police are individuals and they have their own little quirks and different things they do. But you also need to know, especially the local laws on trespassing, ID, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure you know those. And then after that, the biggest step is just going to do it. Because you're going to go, well, I want this equipment, I want that equipment, I want that equipment. You don't have to have everything to get started, but you need to be knowledgeable to get started. And if you go out and you screw up the first time, if you get too nervous and you can't do it the first time, that's okay. If you do it the first time and you're nervous and you don't do a very good job of it and you think you're losing control of it, you're losing control of your temper, or you're losing control of the situation and you think you're not handling it right and it's going to go south on you, then walk away. You don't need to go to jail to prove anything to anybody, especially when you first get started. You need to build up your confidence. If you're the kind, some people have lived a life where they've dealt with all kinds of controversy, very tense situations. They're used to that stuff. They're fine in it. That's one thing. Some of the people just walk in and they just mentally handle it fine. But if you're not used to that, then expect to be nervous, expect not to do it right, expect to have problems. You're not going to do it right the first time. Learn from it. And of course, like I said a while ago, if it looks like it's going south and you're not in control or you're losing control or it doesn't feel right, then walk away. If you have to, ID, do whatever you got to do to walk away and just get out of it. I hate seeing new auditors that get arrested the first time because they pushed too far, because they didn't understand what they were doing. They went over the line and actually put themselves in that situation to where they did something that the cop could use. Now my chat disappeared and my cigarette went out. All right, chat is back. Texas Rose 956, a new channel. How you doing, Texas Rose? Glad to see you've been out there and getting some videos. Let's see, what else is going on? You live in a stop and ID state. It it does make it harder, but they still have to have RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. But as we've seen, they don't care in most places and most cops. And that's where you got to decide to ID or not to ID and push the RAS or not push the RAS. And whether you want to push it to where you get arrested and have to deal with it. Some people get in this because they want to be arrested so they can take it to court and fight it and make precedents. And in a lot of cases, unless you're actually affected by it, by being arrested for some stupid law, or what they think is right, then you can't do anything about it. The courts won't let you in to do anything about it unless you get a bunch of people together and go into the state, and get the laws changed. And that's difficult to do too. And stop and ID states, I've seen that people push it, and then they kind of get the feeling when they can't push it any further, and they go ahead and ID. And that's kind of why I brought up the topic of IDing earlier. You've exposed the tyrant when you get to the right point. What's wrong with IDing now that you've exposed them, and go from there? Like I said, I have problems with it myself. I don't like it. But luckily, I'm in a state where we can push that further. We don't have to ID unless we've been lawfully arrested, even though they don't give a shit. If they don't have a reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime, they can't even detain you, much less ID you. In a stop and ID state, if they stop they just can't do it, but they do. Lawfully, they can't do it, but they do. And they tell you that you're interfering with their investigation, and they say, well, no, you're not detained, but you can't leave because this is an investigative detention. Well, that's what a detention is. Didn't I just say detained? Was I detained? No, but we're investigating. It's an investigative detention. It's not the same. Yes, it is. But investigative detention comes after RAS, not before. And they don't give a shit. They do it anyway. Very seldom has that argument ever worked with any of them, because they are not held accountable. You have an anarchist moderator. I don't care what you say. As long as they handle the modded the proper way, it doesn't mean anything. And it depends on what your definition of anarchist is. And I don't know that much about you, Michelle Lucas. You could be a cop. I don't know. I don't remember seeing your name that often. I think I've seen it a few times, but I don't remember all the names that I see and what they've been commenting on. Never mind. You don't need to be paid attention to. Let's see, what else? And that's the key phrase: lawful arrest or detained for the reason they don't understand. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter to them. That's what I think a lot of us are fighting for, because they don't care. They do what they want. I was watching a video a while ago. They detained 2 guys at night. Never even told them why. They didn't just detain them. They searched them. No reason why. Even after they let them go, they ran their IDs and finally let them go after having them in handcuffs in the back of the car and let them go, and never even answered why they detained them. Let's see here. I don't know, Carolyn, I don't agree with the way all the auditors do their thing, but who am I to tell them don't do that? One of the things about First Amendment is audits his First Amendment. I don't like the ones that are really too pushy and too hard-headed and cuss and raise hell a lot. But then again, I like Jack, and he does a lot of cussing sometimes. But when he does it, there's a plan behind it. There's reason behind it. He's trying to push that part of it, not just cussing for the hell of it. Video recording is a key. But like Leon Valley, the news wanted better video. But Leon Valley stole all the good video, and they're not releasing it. And the word is that they will not give your stuff back, even your driver's license. Some of the people got their driver's license not taken, given back to them. And they won't even give those back to them unless you sign a paper that you won't sue. Even though they were unlawfully detained, even though they kept the stuff as evidence when they can't. A driver's license is not evidence, and other things are not evidence. The whole thing was wrong. But to tell people they can't have their property back unless they sign a paper that you won't sue. I think that's an admission right there of wrongdoing. But that'll be, they're just digging a hole for them. Keep doing it, Chief. Keep doing it. Keep being a stupid idiot. First Amendment stream, that's moderated. Okay. The confrontational ones try to be patient. I'm not quite sure what you mean there, but I don't know if you're saying that the ones that are confrontational, you need to try to be patient or what. So live streaming is important, but I don't like the long live streams through hours and hours, or 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours of live streaming. I personally, I just can't sit there and watch that. But I like the way we were doing it before, where when something looked like it was going wrong, we'd live stream. But that's not the complete answer either, because we've seen stuff go wrong all of a sudden, and much part of it was missed on the live stream, and it was important. Yeah, this notification stuff really sucks on the live streams. YouTube does a shitty job of it. But that's okay. I really not here to have a big crowd. I'm going to save this video. It'll go back up later, or it will be up later, and people can see it then. This way I can see what's going on in the chat, and I don't have to rush through it and try to read it fast and miss a bunch of stuff. I can just sit here and relax and try to visit with a few of y'all. I know y'all like watching the live stuff, but it'll still be there. And I'm going to do some more live streaming, hopefully, and y'all get other chances to come in and visit. Yeah, Padilla is now wearing a monitor. I heard he did a video showing it earlier. That need a shark in the tank. Well, actually, there's two in there that they call them sharks, but they're not really sharks. They just look like it. But they're kind of hiding around the rocks most of the time. Now, if I throw a bunch of food in there, they'll come out. And there's some angelfish in there that'll get huge later. They'll be, probably about the size of a fist when they're in there grown. It'll be months before it's ready, before it's really developed. Yeah, Michelle was getting. I just stopped reading what was going on with Michelle. The first few were just yeah. And I'm glad you give them warning there by timing out. Yeah, and that's the thing about arrogance is, if you've been arrogant for very long, you get to be stupid because you think you can't go wrong, and everything you do is right, and you're such an easy target once you get to that point like that asshole. Doesn't matter how intelligent you are, because most people that are arrogant are fairly intelligent, and that's why they develop being arrogant. But it finally gets to the point where they think anything they do is right, and they can get away with anything, and that makes them easy to bring down because they do stupid shit. So you are a good example and help give us newbies courage. You're welcome. Let's see. What else we got here? No, I don't hate cops. I hate bad cops. I've got friends that are cops that I don't hate. I like them. I don't see how a society can get around not having cops. But part of my problem is our cops take less time training than a hairdresser. We need to be more like there's several countries out there that they got 4-year degrees they got to get. And that a lot of time weeds out the ones that are just there to be assholes. And when you're just going to school for a few months, assholes can put up with that, but they're not going to put up with 4 years of it to make it. And they need to be held more accountable. If I jaywalk and it cost me $50, if a cop jaywalks, it ought to cost them $100. And you can take that across the board. They need to be punished harder than we do when they break the law. They've got no excuse. They know better, and they're supposed to be setting an example, and they're supposed to be doing it right, not the other way around, getting away with shit. Let's see, PMP, when I'm mobile again very soon, I'll have some content for you. All right. Let me, I would go sub to you, but it'll change the page. Let me just copy and paste that. Let's see here. Paste that into my notepad. I don't know if I can get this out over here. Dang it. I was going to show you all the new setup, but I can't get it over here. The cord's not long enough. All right, when I'm done here, I'll go back over and I'll find your channel and sub to it. And when you get some content, I'll be notified. And I'm going to miss some of y'all, but I'm trying to get to many of y'all as I can. We will eventually have robots watching. Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad, but it might be true. F-Off Productions. Can't watch both of you at the same time. Okay. But you don't have to watch both. If more celebrities beat up. Let's see, is there anything else coming on here? It's just kind of fishing audit to work out. Well, I need to go fishing. I haven't been fishing in a long time, and I love fishing. I need to go back to the coast and go fishing. You know, audit the dock, audit the boat, audit the water. Audit everything in sight. That Angel Perez. We agree. They should be. Yeah, and I got a video. It's already up in a couple of channels, I think. And I probably will have it up by the morning. That I think is going to be one that an important one for people to let their grievances be known. And Black Label went over it tonight, but I had the meeting tonight and I didn't get a chance to get it all done earlier, so I'll finish it up. Well, actually, it's finished. I'll post it in the morning. It's ready. Let's see. How long has I've been out here? 41 minutes. I got some other stuff to talk about, but I'm going to try to spread that out. I got a story I'm working on too that I'm going to bring out here if I finish getting the information that confirming things. And it's more about judges and the way the cities handle things and how they ripping people off. It's nothing new, but I think there's some new little items in there that expand on what we already know. Yeah, those people in black dresses that call themselves magistrates and judges, they're just tyrants in black dresses. They're nobody. They sure want you to believe they are. They're special, according to them. Justin Carnes left for a minute. Call flood who? If you're asking if the video I'm getting ready to put up in the morning is for a call flood, I don't care. No, I mean, we're trying to get away from the call flood thing because they'll have to use it against us. But it's not really. I mean, I don't think they could actually do it. I don't think anybody's ever going to get away with doing it. But it's better not to use that word. And in fact, just to make sure they can't use it against you, you can use other words. You know, sometimes I say, don't call that number down there. Or we're not calling for a call flood. Definitely not calling for a call flood. So don't call flood them. And there's other ways. But when we put the information up, sometimes I don't say tyrant. I may give it a different title. But if I put the contact info, I'm basically calling that a tyrant video. And a tyrant video is a good video for people. And I'm saying that video, to me, sounds like it's important enough that y'all would want to know about it, and y'all would probably want to call and voice your grievances and opinions. So here's the number, just in case you want it. Judges are grown children. Alex, I just can't get over how these judges think your honor. You have no honor. Why should I say your honor? When I went to court years ago for a DWI that was bullshit, and I won, I didn't use the word your honor, but luckily I didn't really have to ever address them but like once or twice. I just let the lawyer take care of that because I'm brand new married, brand new baby. And I didn't want to take any chance on doing anything stupid. Your lawyer, let him handle it. And of course, it cost me a lot of money, and the cop didn't cost him shit. But it still pisses me off. And that's back, 30 years ago. And I still talk about it from time to time, and it still pisses me off when I think about it. And that's when I first started thinking about using cameras to go after these assholes. But, man, it was not a good time to do that kind of stuff back then. One, I had a brand new child to raise, and then a second one. And two, I think they would have thrown my ass in jail and thrown away the key, and nobody would have given a shit. Except for my family. Cops and children all abuse the children. Go on and have it. Yeah. Okay, let's see what Monkey's having to say. Yeah, me neither. And I don't think I ever will. I don't think I've ever even said yes, sir, or thank you to a cop that's pulled me over and given me a ticket. And I see that all the damn time. Have a good day. Thank you. No, fuck you. I'm not thanking you for giving me a damn ticket, especially if I didn't deserve it. Yeah, this gang task force cops just drive me nuts. There was a video last year, the year before, pulled a guy over on a motorcycle for speeding or whatever it was. They made him take his clothes off and take pictures in public. Now, they didn't make him take the bottoms off. I mean, they just made him take his top off and take pictures. Now, he didn't argue with him either. He should have, but that's going too far. You have to take pictures of your tattoos because we want you to, so we can use that for identification. None of your damn business. What if I don't do tattoos, but if I had, none of your damn business what they are. Well, I'll tell you what, 45 minutes is enough, and it's been 48. And I think, who was it just come on? Somebody else just went live. Oh, Man in Black. Man in Black is coming on live now, so let's let him have his turn. Everybody, Sarah T, Monkey, everybody else, thank you for being here. I just mentioned those two because they're moderators and they're here. In News Alaska. Thank you very much, guys. I'll try to be back in a couple of days, and my chat just went away, but it's the end of the stream anyway, so we will see y'all again soon, and y'all be safe.